Fox 61 News at 10 starts now.
New at 10, we are learning new details in the horrific killing of a baby girl here in Connecticut. The accused, her father, facing a judge. The latest on the case.
A big loss for Sikorsky tonight. A major contract no longer in the hands of the Stratford-based company. Where the work is going and the potential financial implications.
Plus, one school district walking back its decision to eliminate certain holidays. The latest on the controversy in Farmington tonight. But we begin with new details at 10 as the Naugatuck man accused of murdering his baby daughter faces a judge. Good evening, I'm Jen Bernstein.
And I'm Ben Goldman. Thanks for joining us here tonight. Christopher Francisquini was arrested Friday after 2 weeks on the run. He didn't speak inside Waterbury Superior Court today. The judge called the case, quote, unfathomable. Tonight, we are getting new details into what happened on November 18th. Fox 61's Tony Black joins us in the studio after reading the 36-page arrest warrant. Tony.
Yeah, Ben and Jen, this arrest warrant for Christopher Francisquini lays out a lot about this case. It explains the murder of 11-month-old Camilla Francisquini and what happened before and after that. And we want to warn you that many details in this arrest warrant are very gruesome. Christopher Francisquini appeared in Waterbury Superior Court Monday, accused of killing his 11-month-old daughter Camilla on November 18th at their home in Naugatuck. Fox 61 obtained the 36-page arrest warrant, which brings to light new details about what police say happened that day. Officers responded to a 911 call and found a small child deceased with numerous stab and knife-related wounds. Police say parts of the child's body had been separated from the main torso. 30 pieces of evidence were collected from the room, including shoes her father owned, containing blood droplets on them. On the morning of the murder, Camilla's mother had returned home from work, wanting to change clothes, but Christopher didn't want her to. She told police Christopher said they needed to go shopping and for her to not touch the room because he was going to clean it. She told police Christopher would not let her in the room. The two then headed to Waterbury. They stopped in this parking lot and another car pulled up next to them. The warrant states it appears Christopher knew who was in that car. Christopher and the mother got into a dispute. Then police say he broke both their phones and removed his court-ordered GPS bracelet. The mother went into a store to call for a ride home. Police say Christopher left. The mother later returned to the house and discovered the murder scene. The Chevy Impala Christopher was driving was later found on I-91 in New Haven after a driver called police to report that the operator had been walking around the car. 13 pieces of evidence were later collected from that vehicle, including the knife believed to have been used to kill Camilla. Another driver picked up Christopher after he said he ran out of gas and used that driver's phone to try and contact people he knew. The driver eventually left Christopher in New Haven. Surveillance footage later captured him on Quinnipiac Avenue in clothing family friends gave him at their apartment, unaware of what happened prior. While at this apartment, one witness said Christopher used their phone to create Snapchat and Facebook accounts. The witnesses later found out Christopher Francisquini was wanted by police. He was taken into custody Friday in Waterbury, 2 weeks after the murder. Now, according to this warrant, the mother of the baby told police Christopher was bipolar and did not believe he was taking his medicine. He told her he had voices telling him to kill his dad, but he was not going to do that. She said he was good with the baby and wanted her to have a better life than what they were living. He's now being held on a $5 million bond. In the studio, Tony Black, Fox 61 News.
Just incredibly heartbreaking and disturbing, and you really feel for that family. Tony, thank you very much.
All right, we do want to move on tonight to the weather watch here. Meteorologist Ryan Brenton joining us. Ryan, a little bit of a system moving behind you. What's up with that?
Yeah, Ben and Jen, this is on the way for the next couple of days. It's not a big storm, but we have a front that's coming down from the north and then energy that's coming up from the south with some moisture. So for us, it's basically going to mean a damp and dreary couple of days ahead the next few days. Right now, we're actually partially clear and the temperatures have dropped. We're down to 29 in Willimantic, 33 in New Haven, and 34 in Hartford. But the temperatures may actually go up from here as the wind begins coming out of the south later tonight. By tomorrow morning, we'll start with temperatures in the mid-30s. A lot of clouds tomorrow morning, but likely dry to start the day. The afternoon will be different, though. Rain will develop from west to east, and then periods of rain tomorrow night. And look at the temperatures with the rain tomorrow night. Won't be going down much at all. We'll be in the 50s much of the night tomorrow night. So tomorrow morning, a dry morning commute, maybe just a little patchy drizzle, but nothing steady or heavy. By lunchtime, a couple of scattered showers, and then it's later in the day into tomorrow night that rain overspreads the state. We'll take a closer look at the timeline and how much may fall coming up in about 10 minutes.
Okay, Ryan, thank you. And we are following some breaking news tonight as Sikorsky Aircraft in Stratford misses out on a major Army contract.
It's the largest helicopter award in 40 years, but the helicopters won't be built here in Connecticut. Fox 61's Sarah Sanchez joining us here in the Breaking News Center tonight to explain the deal Sikorsky missed out on. Sarah.
Well, Ben and Jen, the Army says it was awarded a future long-range assault aircraft contract to Bell Textron out of Texas. That company will make the helicopter that will replace the UH-60 Blackhawk called the V-280 Valor. Now, Bell says it has developed the V-280 Valor to improve military safety and efficiency. The company also says the helicopter has the range to respond to military actions and humanitarian assistance missions. Sikorsky makes the UH-60 Blackhawk, and the Army has used it for more than 4 decades. The state reached a deal with Sikorsky back in May to keep more than 7,000 jobs at facilities in Connecticut. The 20-year agreement gave Sikorsky up to $75 million in tax offsets and credits. In exchange, Sikorsky's parent company, Lockheed Martin, agreed if it won't get federal helicopter contracts, they would be built in Connecticut. Now, in a statement, Governor Ned Lamont says, quote, "This news is disappointing, but it's important to remember you can't fly without Connecticut." And the governor also says the state's working with Sikorsky and Lockheed Martin to bring future aircraft building opportunities back to the state. Sikorsky also released a statement after the decision. The company says it remains confident its Defiant X helicopter can help the Army today and well into the future. Sikorsky also says it'll evaluate its next steps after receiving feedback from the Army. In the Breaking News Center, I'm Sarah Sanchez. Ben, Jen.
All right, Sarah, thank you. Well, new at 10 tonight, Farmington School Board is walking back its decision to eliminate 2 Jewish holidays from the school calendar.
Yeah, this comes after concerns were raised by parents that the district was trying to stop celebrating other holidays as well. Fox 61's Gabby Molina live in Farmington tonight to tell us what happened at a very contentious board meeting this evening. Gabby.
Ben and Jen, the auditorium was packed with dozens of people who were speaking out at that meeting, many of them upset with the Board of Education's decision that it made last month to make changes to the school calendar. But the vote did walk back that decision. They rescinded those votes from that November meeting, and they said that instead they now have a chance to kind of start fresh and change the way that they make decisions about holidays moving forward. In a unanimous vote,
all those in favor? Aye.
The Farmington Board of Education decided to go back to the status quo when it comes to the 2023-2024 school calendar. In November, the board voted to eliminate the Jewish holidays of Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur from the calendar. It also failed to add the holiday of Diwali. Board members said that decision was made with concern about students missing too many days of school, among other factors.
In recent years, districts across Connecticut and other states have begun to receive requests for schools to close for certain holidays or religious observances. How to address these requests fairly and equitably while maintaining our goal of providing high excellence in education is a difficult balance.
But it led to backlash from the Farmington community and beyond.
When we're talking about diversity, inclusion, and to accept others who are different than us, is it just that we need a majority or a great number of people different than us to honor holidays or traditions?
Monday evening's vote means students will have the day off from school for Yom Kippur next year. Rosh Hashanah falls on a weekend in 2023, so it won't affect students.
I like what they said in terms of, intent versus impact. I don't believe their intent was biased. I believe they were trying to look at it objective criteria. But clearly they misapprehended what the impact would be.
An impact still felt by those who were hoping the board would add Diwali to its list of observed holidays. Next year it falls on a weekend, but no decision has been made yet about any later years.
We're kind of used to this disappointment because we've been working for it for the last 18 months. So we missed the chance because they were not able to consider it.
Dozens of people lined up to speak about the holiday decisions, hoping that moving forward they can feel heard before any are made.
It's so important to communities across this community to be, for their observances to be respected.
The Board of Ed said that it makes decisions about the school calendar only 1 year at a time, so it's not clear if any holidays will be added for any later years. Live in Farmington, Gabby Molina, Fox 61 News.
All right, Gabby, thank you. Well, new at 10 tonight, police in Newington are investigating after a hit-and-run crash. It happened on Cedar Street, right near Willard Avenue, just after 7:30 tonight. We're working to learn more from Newington Police, and we'll bring you new information as soon as we learn of it.
Well, new at 10, police are investigating after 2 cars crashed in Meriden this afternoon. It happened on Murray Street just after 5 o'clock. Minor injuries were reported, and a small child may have been in the crash. We'll bring you any updates as we learn them.
One person is dead tonight after a crash on I-84 westbound involving a CT Transit bus in West Hartford. The crash happened early this morning near exit 44. Police say 2 tractor trailers, a postal truck, and 2 cars were also involved in the crash. The highway was totally closed down for several hours. Several other people were also taken to the hospital with minor injuries.
The city of New Haven says that it's negotiating a settlement with the attorneys for Randy Cox. Mayor Justin Elicker said in a statement that all parties have agreed to pursue early settlement negotiations in the civil lawsuit filed by his lawyers. All discussions will be facilitated by a judge. Cox was left paralyzed when he was in the back of a police van in June. All 5 officers involved in the case were served arrest warrants last week. They're also facing reckless endangerment and cruelty charges.
We have much